Welcome everybody to the Single and Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima and I'm a matchmaker and dating coach at Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette, and I'm also the founder of Single and Stilettos. Today we have on our show Nicole Moore, and she's a love coach at loveworksmethod.com, and I'm so excited to have her here today because she is an amazing coach and she has some great advice for you ladies, because today we're talking about how to attract the right man. But before we jump into it, Nicole, I would love for you to tell our audience a little bit about you and how you became a love coach.
Hi, everyone. Well, I like to say I became a love coach because I was like the worst in love. I was like the most not confident. Love made me feel like a crazy person, truly. I just became obsessed with, I'm going to figure out how to make this work. It's why my company is called Love Works. I became obsessed with how do I crack the code, because I was successful in other areas of my life, and then I felt like love, I was so completely not successful. So I dedicated my life to really figuring out how to make love work, because I believe love is a skill, and if you learn it, your love life can really work well.
That is so true. I mean, I think people always thought, like, way back when everything happened organically. For some reason, it doesn't happen organically anymore. So you're absolutely right. Well, great. Well, let's jump into this. So give us your 3 best tips on how to attract the right man.
Yeah. Well, I think the first tip, which is essential, is I'm just going to say it how I would really say it, Suzanne. You have to stop hating men, okay? And this is where I get really real with ladies with tough love, because what I see women doing is they want this amazing man, but in between them and men is all this stuff against men and all these ideas about what men are, and this happened in the past, and now all men are going to be this way. So the first thing I recommend is that women actually take out a journal or get with a friend and just dump all of the stuff that they have on men that they've learned from movies, from society, from what happened to them with their first boyfriend when they were 15. And you have to clear all of that out, because love attraction is about energy at the end of the day. And if you have all this kind of negative stuff in your system, that is what men are feeling. And good men really want a woman who loves men, because that makes them feel safe. So clearing your negative charge is absolutely essential. And if you don't think you have negative charge, you probably do. So get it out, because if you love men, they are going to love you back, and they're going to feel like, this woman is safe. She's a safe woman. She's not going to attack me, which a lot of men are actually afraid of that. So that's tip 1.
That's a great tip, and I want to add to that because there's 2 things that I hear all the time from women. I live here in New York, and I hear this a lot, is a lot of women will say, well, men aren't just looking for a serious relationship. They just want to play the field. That's one way where I hear a lot of women block themselves. But another way, too, is New York is known for having more single women than single men. And so a lot of women in New York, I will hear them say, oh, well, yeah, I can't find the right man because there's not enough single men in New York. And I'm like, you only need one. So if you say these certain things, you're going to be blocking yourself. It's almost like you're making an excuse for why you can't meet the right men, and you need to get these negative thoughts, like Nicole said, out of your head, right, Nicole?
So important. I think people miss that step. It's the stuff in your mind is in your energy field. So that's really, for me, the place to start first.
Exactly. Okay, so tell us tip number 2.
Yeah, so tip number 2 is confidence. And I feel like sometimes people want to roll their eyes when they hear this, but every single man I've ever interviewed, that I asked him, what do you want in a woman? And that's the first thing he says is confidence. And I thought about this for a long time, and I think the reason I figured out why is because people who are confident are trustable people. When you're confident in yourself, he's going to trust that he's making a good choice in you. And men, again, they want to make a good decision. Men hate to fail. It like ruins their world if they fail. So when they're looking at choosing a woman, they're very concerned with, is this a right, logical, sound choice? They're not just like, oh my God, I'm in love, like women are, right? They're like, I need to make a logical decision. And if you do not trust yourself, if you're not confident in yourself, he's not going to trust you. And I think people think that everyone else is confident and they're not. I used to think that. But the truth is, everyone is not confident, or I should say, most people are not confident. So if you can just actually go out and date from a place of, I am a catch, and just make a list. Write down 30 reasons. I tell my clients, just write down 30 reasons why you're a great catch. And if you can't think of 30, stay there until you do, and read that list every single morning. And what will happen is you're just going to start to feel like, you know what, I have something to offer. And that's all you need, ladies, because everyone else is not confident. So if you just have a little bit of, I'm a good catch, I'm a really good woman, and I know why, he's going to feel that in you, and he's going to want to move forward with you. He's going to feel safe. He's going to feel like he can trust his decision in you. So confidence is, you cannot skip this step, ladies. You cannot skip this step because it's the number one thing that all men want.
That is so true. And my male clients tell me all the time that insecure women, it's a huge turnoff. No matter how beautiful she is, it doesn't matter. A man, it's a huge turnoff. You need to know your self-worth and have self-esteem about what you have to offer a man.
Because that woman, he knows subconsciously she's going to turn on me if she's insecure, right? Because that's what we do when we're insecure. We latch onto a guy, and then the second he doesn't do what we want, we're like attacking him in our mind, or we're sending him a million texts. And so he can feel that. Men are intuitive. They're way more intuitive than we give them credit for. And they feel what's going on in our energy field all of the time, and they're just responding to us. So if you just, seriously, a little bit more confidence than anyone else, which is just this much more confidence, you stand out ahead of everyone else.
That is so true. Okay, what's your third tip?
Yeah. So you talked about this a little bit, Suzanne, but it is belief. Okay. So I always tell my clients, I'm like, I don't care if you say there's no good men, because even if there's 5 men out there, you have to have a ridiculously insane level belief that you're the woman who can attract those men. So it doesn't matter what the dating field is. It matters what you want. And if you just hold on to what you want in your mind for a long enough period of time, and you don't let anything else that happens on the outside affect you, meaning you hold in your mind, I'm the woman who only attracts high quality men. And you tell yourself that over and over and over again. And you go on a date and the guy sucks. And you don't let that knock you from your belief that I am the woman who only attracts high quality men. Guess what? Then you're firm and strong in that positioning. You're not being knocked over by whatever happens in the dating world. You're just standing here, and I'm the woman who only attracts high quality men. What happens is if you hold that for a long enough period of time, it becomes true. And ladies, this works. So I used one of these when I was dating, and I was on the dating apps, and I said, I'm the woman who only attracts relationship-ready men. No matter what I got on Tinder. Yes, did I get the guys who were like, I want to have sex right away? And yes. But I held that so strong, and it's so funny because it got to an extreme end. Like, I was getting men who were like, I don't want to have sex at all until I'm married. And I was like, I think I held this a little bit too strong, this belief, because now I'm getting like the opposite of the spectrum. But the point is, I was on Tinder and I was getting predominantly men who were really relationship ready, while other women are saying, oh, men on those dating apps only want sex. And the only thing I did was I held on to my belief stronger than anything else that was happening on the outside. And so you really can just hold a thought in your mind, ladies. Like, we make dating so complicated, but at the end of the day, you just have to do this with your belief. You just have to stay strong on it, and you will be that woman that attracts high quality men when everyone else is like, why can't I find a date to save my life?
These have been some awesome tips. I love these tips. So ladies, take all of these to heart because Nicole is absolutely right. So Nicole, tell our audience how they can find you.
Yeah, so you can go to loveworksmethod.com and you can find me there. There's amazing content on there about how to find the right man.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for joining us on the Single and Stiletto Show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. To view the videos, you can go to singleandstilettos.com, and if you'd like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. And if you would like to get our free ebook on the 3 secrets guaranteed to attract any man based on scientific research, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleandstilettos.com.